Hey everybody, my name's Tom and this is 140. So today we're going to look at this game 140. It's a minimalist platform game. You might actually think it looks similar to Thomas Was Alone. Thomas, good name, very good name. Or games like Inside the Star-Filled Sky. Comparable, probably in a aesthetic level perhaps, but not much else after that. I'll show you why. Basically this game, as the title may suggest to anyone that's kind of savvy with music, it's based around music. The worlds will actually, basically they'll move in synchrony or in unison with the music, so the music in the world are kind of conjoined. The world is almost controlled by the music, which is excellent. It's a very cool concept. We'll show you what's going on. So we've basically warped into the first level here with our orb. So first things to mention, striking. It looks strikingly awesome. I love the colour schemes and the colour palette. So the fuzzy bits, we don't want to touch the fuzzy bits. The bits that are covered in noise, they'll basically kill us, so we don't want to touch them. I'll do it once just to show you because I like the bit crush sound, so bit crush, and then we're back. So we don't want to touch those, but I'm using the gamepad. You can use keyboard if you wish. I prefer gamepad just so I can kind of sit back and absorb the wonderful show of music and everything else. So as I was saying, it's basically controlled by music. The term one, or the 140 comes from 140 BPM. A lot of electronic music's made in that tempo. Think of dubstep, for instance. That's usually 140 or 70 BPM. But yes, so the whole game revolves around this idea of music controlling the world, and the music is at 140 BPM. So yeah, excellent. We'll see. So you'll see sound, thing moves with sound, orb move up and down with sound. So we can already assume that that sound is a signifier that things will move around. We'll come along here. We'll just step here. We'll warp into the next area, or we'll evolve into the next stage. The music will start to kick in. Very nice. Music in this is excellent, by the way. I'll leave a link in the description for both the game and for the developer website, and a link to the gentleman that made the music for this as well, because I think it's really awesome, and it's probably just as important as the gameplay itself is the music, especially in a game that's based on music or has a very strong musical slant to it. So yeah, so these things here, we've just passed this kind of like light shaft that's head as a shaft. So the light shaft, they're like checkpoints. So if you die, I'll show you just as an example. So we die, we come back to where the light shaft is. So that's our checkpoints. We want to basically grab the orb and put it in here so we can warp in or evolve into the next stage. You'll see, however, our orb is moving with the song. So people that aren't rhythmically inclined, people who are not very musical, might kind of struggle with this at first, I guess. It could be very challenging to the unmusical among us. So basically, listen to the music. You can hear that with a snare hit, you see that the orb appears, but it's moving in a clockwise rotation. We want to try and grab it on the appropriate snare hit, so it'll be the next snare hit. So we'll go like this, grab him over here, onto this, we'll warp in or evolve into the next stage. The music gets better, I'm happy. So do we want to go left or right? We probably want to go, I want to see what's going on over here. Okay, let's see what's happening. Oh, I went a bit early, there we go. Get another checkpoint, very nice. So this will come back. So with the snap of the snare, I just got crushed inside of that block as it came, it formed. So snare, snare, and snap. Very good. And we'll grab the checkpoint here. So this one's a bit more interesting. It's more of a case of, we'll do that and we'll just jump up one, grab on that, and then we'll come over here for this one, and we'll do the same again, and over we go. You kind of get the idea. The music, as I said, the level will move with the music. It kind of move in unison. Very interesting. Something that I enjoy very much. Certainly this would only be half the game it is had the music been less good. The music in this is incredibly good. The guy that's produced it is very savvy with electronic music. You can hear the song in the background controlling, so you hear the kind of lasery warpy bit as we move up that platform. Everything's kind of building upon each other. Very interesting, very awesome, very much something that I'm into. Being a big fan of electronic music, this is totally up my street. Doesn't mean you have to exclusively like electronic music or be savvy with music to enjoy this game though. Certainly not. So we can see with the second snare hit, they move. So one snare, nothing. Second snare, they'll move. Very good. So we need to be aware of these things. We need to know. I was thinking, if I handed this game to my dad, father is tone deaf, not very musical. he ironically likes Bob Dylan, who is equally as tone deaf with respect to his voice. Good songwriter, brilliant lyricist, not very good singer. But yeah, so my dad, not very musically inclined. If I gave him this game, he would not do very well. Kind of the same that I'm not doing very well at the moment because I'm not concentrating. So I'm going to try and get past this bit so we can proceed on. I went too early again. Need to listen to the track. So snare, thank you. One snare and second. Very good. We'll jump on this platform, it'll rise up. So yeah, but my point that I was trying to make is you don't need to be, or I wouldn't imagine you need to be musically aware or inclined to enjoy this, because it's a good platform game. Controls feel very tight. Everything seems quite hefty. Like you as the little cube ball triangle dude, you feel quite weighty. Your jump, of course, you've only got like one jump at the moment. I don't know if that progresses as the game goes on, because I've only played as far as the middle of the second level. So you'll see these things, these pop with each snare. I'm going to have to jump back this way though, because of course the fuzzy bits are 2 snares worth, so we need to think about that. So we'll come down here and we need to, so we'll come along to the right, I believe. Another checkpoint, very good. So we'll wait for this one to flip back up there like that. We'll come down here. So we've got another orb portal area. We can get another checkpoint. Very nice. So this is... So you see with the sound it moved up there? So we know when to expect it. Oh, missed it. Just a bit too early. There we go. So all in all, I'm very impressed. The gentleman that actually developed the game, Jep Carlson, I believe, or Jep, I don't know how to pronounce his name, which is kind of bad. I should have asked him how to pronounce his name. Yeah, so he worked on the game that you may be aware of called Limbo. So yeah, I mean, if you're into indie games, if you've at all had a computer and played games over the last 4 years, you will probably know of that game. So yeah, he's got quite a good CV going, quite a good resume of games, and this is another one to add to the list of excellent games that he's been involved in. I'm really enjoying it. So we're going to proceed up here. Very nice. Nothing too taxing at the moment. I have played through this already though, so I kind of have a bit of a head start. So these things here, so these white charging areas, these basically pop you up in there and give you like a double jump type effect, as you'll see there. So I didn't want to be on that when the white pops up, because that would have meant that we got touching the fuzzies, and we don't want to touch the fuzzies because that's bad. Oh yeah, I should have stayed there, sorry. Getting ahead of myself. Pop up there, and then we'll snap down with the snare or the clap, depending upon what... Oh, hello, a bit too early. So yeah, they move basically with the snare and the clap, so we need to be aware of this. The things that I'm saying, these words, these things like snare and clap and such, these are all parts of a drum kit, electronic music on like a drum machine. You get the snare and the clap, which will be your snappy sounding one, if you're not aware, of course, and then you've got various other sounds as well. It's a good way for me to think about what's going on, for me to understand why things are moving at what speed and what beat they're moving on. It's nice to have a kind of point of reference, and to pick out one drum, for instance, is a good way to know when to jump. So we'll come down here, we'll jump here, I think. No, we'll just jump into that and kill ourselves because we're... Oh god, it's all falling apart, it's starting to go downhill. I need to hold it together, keep it together. Oh, I've jumped too early. Oh no. I've done this like 5 times already. Then again, I've never been one to overplay my abilities to multitask. I'm actually really terrible when it comes to multitasking. Never something I've been good at. Anyway, I'm going to try and get to the latter stages of this particular level because it's awesome. So we'll bounce over here like that. Very good. We understand that because we know what this thing's doing. So now we've got the kind of stabby staccato synth line in the background. Very good. So come down here, slap down on that. Very nice. Oh, we just died. Unfortunate. There we go. So snare. Okay, wait for the snare, and then we'll jump up one, and we'll jump over here, and then we'll come over here, we'll jump up one. Oh, so close. Because I'm talking, I'm not listening to the music in the background, which is my downfall at the moment because it's very important that you do pay attention to the music, as the whole level will move with the drums and with the music and the beats and stuff. So you need to be aware. So yeah, we managed to get that. We pop that in there. We warp into the next level, or do we? What do we do? You'll see there's a triangle. One of our we jump up with a triangle also. So we'll pick up the triangle. He's going to come along with us. It's like a little Navi type dude, or is it? Who knows? What's this? Big fuzzy sun? No, it's a boss fight. How cool is that? This bit, when I first seen this, I was like, what? I kind of toyed with the idea of not putting this in the video, but I thought it's something worth showing, because if you can see this, then it might urge or prompt more people to buy into the game. It's awesome. The music as well in the background's incredibly cool. So we're dodging the fuzzy baubles of whatever. Oh, shitty baubles. So you big sun bastard, let's do this. Pop him. Yes, nice. Charge, my triangular friend. Nice. Get this guy right in the face. Does he have a face? I don't know. He's a square now. Squares have faces, much the same as watches do. Unfortunate. I'm going to beat this guy. I've done it already several times. The music's excellent in the background though. Very dark sounding. God damn it. Very good. Nice. So the sound that's coming off of these squares as they're being hit, it sounds an awful lot like a resonator that you get in Ableton Live, which is a piece of musical software that you make music with and can record with and such. But the resonator is one of my favourite effects in that. So yeah, I noticed that it might not actually be a resonator as such from Ableton, but it certainly has that sound to it. Very cool indeed. And oh, this crafty square. Oh, nearly. One more and right in his face. Oh, he's turned black. He's nearly dead. Oh, come on, you bastard. Oh, and yes, we are the champion of all the shapes. So yeah, that's the first level. I don't want to show any more because you'll have to go and buy the game and show yourself what happens next. But it's really cool. I love it. It's really excellent. So yeah, I'll leave a link in the description below for the game and on the Steam page and such, so you can go and check it out yourself. But yeah, my name's Tom. This is 140. We'll see you next time.